Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Lori from Semaglutide for Beginners. So all ready now to start this informative video for you. I've been working on it all morning. That's why I didn't do our usual wonderful Wednesday video. You may be wondering why my hair looks so out of control and crazy, and that's because I went grocery shopping this morning, and when I saw the bill of $343 for just two of us, my hair caught the frizzies. Anyway, I hope you made you chuckle, because when you get this report, you're not going to chuckle. All right, so anyway, we'll do this. So anyway, why aren't you losing weight on one of the GLP-1 medications? How come? There could be a bunch of reasons. There really can be. But I want to start off with something very, very basic. I know I've asked you this before, and I know we did cover it briefly before, but you know, before anyone starts on the GLP medications, you should go for a complete blood workup. And why is that? The reason for that is you want to have a baseline. You know, sometimes you hear people saying the GLP-1s can cause thyroid cancer or can do something with your liver or your gallbladder, a whole bunch of things. They are all very, very rare. Can it? Yeah, it can. But it's rare. So what I recommend doing is go get all of these systems checked out. Make sure that your thyroid is good and your liver is good, your electrolytes are good, and all of these internal systems are functioning optimally, so that when you introduce this strong medication to your body is ready to hit the deck and running. So what tests should you look for? Now I'm going to look intelligent. You ready? Okay. Here we go. You want to have CMP. That checks, it's a complete metabolic panel. And what that does is it checks your kidney, your liver functions, your electrolytes, and your blood sugar levels. That's always a good thing to have. You want to have all of these things working perfectly before you start on this. You also want to have a fasting glucose and hemoglobin A1C, because that's going to screen you for diabetes or pre-diabetes, and it's going to establish a blood sugar baseline, so that, let's say you did all of these tests before you started. Now all of a sudden you're not losing weight. Well, you know what? Your doctor could always reorder these tests again. He could recheck you, and then he could see if there's any kind of changes in any one of these things. That could be the reason why you stopped losing, or you have not been able to, to lose the weight you want. You also want to test out your kidney health. That's why, too, you have to drink a lot of water on this stuff. Your kidneys, you just want to always keep flushing them out. So you want to have your creatinine tested, all right? And your GFR, evaluate that your GFR and your creatinine, it checks out your kidney function to make sure, and it's safe to start this medically. Because when you put the medication, you see my ring around the collar, huh? Look at that. Sorry. Anyway, because you want to make sure that your liver is able to get rid of this medication. You don't want anything backing up and hurting your inside. You want to make sure that everything is working well. So when they check out your kidney, they want to make sure they can clear all this medication once you put it in your body, okay? That is extremely important. all right? Then you want to have a lipid panel done. You want to check out for your cardiovascular, and you want to, that's always a great thing to have a baseline on. That checks out your cholesterol, your LDL, your HDL, and your triglycerides. You want to have that baseline so that as you go along, your doctor can measure your progress by having all of this on file. All of these things should be done to get your balance, to get your baseline in all of these body functions, all right? Then you want to, people talk about, can you get pancreatitis? And, oh my God, that's so serious. And, oh my God, people could die from it. Here's a reason. They can check out your amylase and your lipase, all right? And that measures your pancreatic enzymes. And that can detect if, even without you knowing it, that can detect if you have any kind of inflammation going on in the pancreas. And it could also evaluate you for a pancreatic risk. All right? So you see, all these things are really important. That's why don't go buying this stuff online. Don't let me stop. But anyway, that's for another day, another time. So you want to have, if you want, you can have an ultrasound of your gallbladder. That will check you for a pre-existing problem with gallstones. Because gallstones can affect and be affected by GLP-1 therapy. So it's good to know. Make sure that everything is clear before you start. All right? You want to check out for your vitamins, B12, vitamin D, all right? Because they're finding out that with the B12 and the vitamin D, that could also affect your metabolism. And guess what else? Your energy. How many times do we see on here, I'm so tired. I want to get out of bed. I want to go back to bed. I'm awake for a half hour and I'm on the couch. Nah. So you want to have these levels checked. Have him check you for B12 and your vitamin D. This way you can have your baseline, and if you start Zing out too much, they can retest and make sure maybe you need a little boost in that. But don't go around swallowing pills or anything like that until you know if you need it. They're not going to hurt you. They're just, quite honestly, you probably just peel a lot of it out. But you want to even know if you need it, all right? So you want to have your B12 and your D tested. Yeah. Again, cortisol and insulin levels. Cortisol. Do you know cortisol, if you have too much of that, it does affect your weight. So you want to know your level of your cortisol and your insulin because it evaluates the metabolic and hormonal balance before treatment. So that if you have that kind of an imbalance, you want to get it taken care of to make this medication work optimal. If you're paying this kind of money every month on this kind of medication, don't you think a blood test is worth the investment to make sure you're going to get a bang for your dollar, A lot of you that are every day, I'm not losing, I'm stalled. It could be a simple thing, like get a blood test, and maybe that's the problem. You see, this is why sometimes, too, I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it when some of you guys ask these questions, I'm not losing weight, I'm so tired, what am I going to do? And I know everybody means well, and everybody jumps in with, drink more water. Go, take this and take that. No, that's like your generic answer, but it may not be the answer that you need. You may have something going on that a simple blood test will take care of, all right? So everybody, all of you people that mean so well by offering advice to people, please always advise them to seek a healthcare professional. I cannot stress that enough. We all like the easy way out. And so if I'm at the crossroads and I'm not losing and I'm always exhausted and this and that, it's so much easier for me to say, oh, look at that. Shirley Ann told me I'll drink more water and I'll be better. That's so much easier than listening to us to say, contact your healthcare provider. You may need a blood test. Which is easier? Of course it's easier. Will it be better? Probably not. So here you'll go around spending another 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the amounts of money next month for more shots, and you're still not going to lose, and you're still going to be exhausted. Because that was not the right information that you chose to follow. If you're feeling these things, go get a blood test. If you don't have a baseline already, it's never too late to start. All right? So, let me get smart again. Here we go. Let's see. A CBC. Well, that everybody always gets, complete blood count. That's just going to screen you for anemia and infection. And you know what? If you're always so exhausted, maybe you do have slight anemia. How do you know? Maybe you have a little inflammation going on. How do you know? Unless you really know. And right now, you don't know. So, those are the blood tests. Now, let's get down to what you want to know. Why isn't it working? So now let's assume that you've done all of that. All right? Your blood work is fine. You have no underlying issues. You were losing. Now all of a sudden, you're not losing anymore. What could possibly be going on? Well, we do recommend, under the doctor's care and under the doctor's guidance, every 4 weeks. Not before, not after 2 days. Why aren't I losing? What's today? Today's Wednesday. All right. I took my first shot Sunday night. How come I haven't lost any weight yet? Well, because you're not going, that's why. But anyway, let's assume that, you've done everything and you have been losing. All of a sudden, you hit a brick wall with this thing and you don't know what's going on. Talk to the doctor. You may have to increase your dosage. Every 4 weeks, you should be going up. A little bit, nothing extravagant, but a little bit. You should be increasing every 4 weeks. All right? Another thing is rotate your injection site. Your injection site, the ones that are approved for this medicine. Not a muscle shot. You can't go up here. You can't go in your backside. Please, if you're not going to do the right way, stop listening to Grandma Millie down the block and do it where you want. Okay, again, now, where are you going to do your shot? Under, around, within 2 inches of the belly button and the front of the thigh. The front, from the knee up to, your upper part of your thigh, front. Grab it, pinch it, shoot it, let go, and that's it. You can't do it in the back of your thigh. Listen, if there was a kind of a shot that would work anywhere you wanted to, why would they tell you where to do it? It doesn't mean you want to eat. You eat how? You eat through your mouth. That's what it was made for. Right? You eat through your mouth. If you try shoving food up your nose, it's not going to work. You want to stick food down your ear? It ain't going to work. You're just going to plug up your ears. So why would you want to put an injection someplace they are not telling you to put? But you do. I know you do because I read the post. I was injecting it in the back of my thigh. I told you to. No, doctor, I know. Now, don't skip your doses. Consistency matters. Once a week. You started on a Saturday, you take it every Saturday. You started on a Monday, you take it every Monday. If it happens that you're going on vacation, you want to skip a week, can you go back to where you started? Yes, you don't have to worry about it. You could skip a week and go right back. That's okay. Some people want to change the date, the day of the week that they started on. I had started on a Sunday, didn't work well for me. Then one day, I went to Saturday. Now I'm doing them on Friday. But you can change it in 1 day increments. You can't say, well, you know what? I took it on Monday. I think I'm going to take it on Friday and start Friday. Can't do that. It's too soon. 7 days. 1 full week between each shot. If you don't do that, you take it too soon, please don't come online asking why you're throwing up and you're so sick. Taking it too soon. Your body has to get rid and put, yes, does it accumulate? Yeah, it does. Correctly. Not anybody else's way, but the correct way. All right? Now, there are seriously times where, let's say you started off on semaglutide. For whatever the reason, you're finding that it's not working the way it did in the beginning, and you'd like to try out the tirzepatide. Can you? Yes. Do you have to start all over again? No. You could stop semaglutide and start the tirzepatide the very next week. I did. Because I started off on sema, and as it turned out, the sema gave me, oh my Lord, gave me like lumps under my skin, hard and red. I lived with ice cubes. I was going out of my mind, and I was afraid, because I know that reactions can be progressive. And I was so afraid, if this was giving me that, what else is it going to do if I increase my dosage? So, of course, I spoke to, guess who? You guys online? No. I contacted my health care provider. You know that person that writes you the prescription? That's the person I contacted. And I discussed it with her, and she said, yeah, you know what, Laura? Maybe it would do better on tirzepatide. All right, let's try it. And bam, instant, I started losing my weight again, and I had no more itching, no more swelling, no more redness. It was a good fit for me. So that is another option that you could have. If you're not losing any more weight, maybe it is time for you to consider switching over to your GLP. So we have these so far. Could be your dose could be too low. Need to speak with your doctor about bringing you up a little bit. Rotate your injection site. See if someplace else works better for you. Talk to your doctor about maybe changing, from one to the other. And please do not skip doses. You need for it to be consistent every day, the same day, once a week. All right? Every single day of the week should be the same one a week later. All right? Now let's go to our next reason why. So now we covered everything on your medication factors, okay? Now let's go to your diet and your calories. Look, there are people that can eat anything that they want and use the medication and, still lose some weight. Possible. Most of the times, that's not going to happen. That's not. Don't listen to people. That's why we have 3 admins on this channel. And me, I happen to be an RN. All right? That's why we are here. To guide you in the right direction. I mean, we could be like some other groups that you never hear from your admin. You're on your own, helping each other. You text you. We don't do that. We're on top of it. This group is covered. We're almost up to 18,000 now. And this group is covered every single day by me, Becca, and Christine. You could always reach one of us. Always. Now, if you listen to Becca's story about what she was allowed to eat and not allowed to eat, totally different from mine. I was fortunate. When I went on my medication, I followed Weight Watchers religiously. I did. I counted my points. I did everything by the book, and I lost. Becca could not do that. Becca had a lot of intolerances, whatever, you know what I mean. A lot of them. And she's on a real strict diet. Really, really, really strict. Carbs and this and that. And that's why she looks as phenomenal as she does. Christine also. These people have got to where they are by following a strict diet. Me, Weight Watchers did the trick for me. Nothing else but that. But there really was one other thing I tracked. You need a good weight, calorie, protein tracker. I always used my FitnessPal. I liked it because even though they do charge you for a premium thing, but to me it was worth it. If I'm spending all this money on this shot, I can afford, like $20 a year or something like that? I can. And there you could put in the proteins you want, the calories you want, the water you want, all these other kind of things. Track every single thing you eat, every single thing you drink. You need to track. Don't say, well, I'm eating half because it is curbing my appetite. Yeah, all right. So, but you may be eating the wrong things. And then you wonder about your hair loss, and you wonder about your flabby skin, and you got to eat right food, right? It's not just a matter of cutting out what you're eating. It's a matter of what you are eating. I can finish off a bag of potato chips faster than you. But is that going to give me the nutrients and the protein and everything else I need? No, it's not. So will I lose weight? Sure I will, because I'm not nourishing myself. But how I feel, look, and react is going to all be affected by everything you eat. So please, track your water, track your food, track everything. You want to increase your lean protein. You want to have chicken, fish, eggs, tofu, Greek yogurt. If you enjoy these things, enjoy them. All right? Your medicine, again, is not going to make you lose weight. Semaglutide and all the rest of them are part of the tools in your toolbox. It is not a magic pill. You are not going to take your shot, eat everything you want. You'll have bacon, toast, eggs, pancakes, and waffles with butter and syrup. They're making you hungry yet. For breakfast, and then for lunch, maybe you'll you'll have a salad maybe for lunch because that's healthy. But you're hungry. So maybe then you'll throw some chicken nuggets, or maybe you'll have some burgers. Fries are always good. And then but I had a salad. What about everything else? Track. Watch what you're eating. Add vegetables. You really need this stuff, And another thing to do to help yourself is eat slowly. Eat slowly. Yeah. You don't have to have a plate of food in front of you, double-fisted. I'm hungry. Eat slowly. Enjoy what you're eating. All right? You will fill up quicker. And drink in between. Water, of course. Drink your water. Fill yourself up. Some people, what they do is they have a big, tall glass of water before they start to eat to kind of fill themselves up a little bit. All right? Keep away from the sodas. They're not going to do you any good. So now, as far as our diet and calorie section on why you're not losing, track your food for 7 days. Look for hidden calories. They add up. And the tracker will show you where your calories are being hidden. And get rid of them. All right? Avoid sugary drinks. Alcohol. Calorie-dense snacks. Avoid them. Prioritize lean proteins. Chicken, fish, eggs, tofu, Greek yogurt. Add for a colorful variety of your vegetables and fiber. And then eat slowly. All right? So those are 2 sections. Your medication, your diet, and your calorie. Now, what about your lifestyle activity? What about your lifestyle activity? Look, I realize that it's extremely difficult for some people to get out there. God bless Christine. That woman, let me tell you, she's got the stamina of 6 of me. I watch her and it's like, I got 2 steps. Very hard for me. In my defense, I do have bad back and I do have a leg issue. So that's my excuse. What's yours? You got a good excuse? That's mine. I'm honest, right? But you know what I found really helped me out a lot? I joined the Y, and they have water aerobics, water fitness. Let me tell you, I read a woman online this morning. I hope she's watching this video. And she was saying it's so hard for her to exercise because she has leg problems. So she got a treadmill. She wants to try that. And then she got, something else. That's good. That's good. Of course it's good. Anything we do that we don't do now is good. But I found that with my back and my legs, the water fitness classes at my Y were phenomenal. They are great. You use water weights, which is nothing but a piece of styrofoam because water is resistant. You do have a very good workout with that. Look into it. Again, I'm not going to pay. Maybe not. Maybe your insurance pays for the Y. I know mine don't. But to me, it's worth the investment. Again, if you're spending hundreds of dollars for months or years on this medication, get yourself a good tracker. See about joining the gym. If you can't, you're late, look to see if your local Y has water fitness classes. You will not regret it. I promise you. I promise you. It's the best thing you will ever want to do. Can you even maybe add 20 to 30 minutes of walking around your block? Or even a couple of times a week? You don't have to start off running the marathon this Sunday, but you can go once around the block today. Maybe 3 days, you'll go twice around the block. Everything you have to build up. Because if I find for myself, if I try to do something all at once, let's go. I'm going on the treadmill. I'm going to lift weights. I'm going to go in chair aerobics. I guarantee you that'll last me a week. And then I'll get so burned out, so tired, I'll never want to do it again. Maybe you're like me. I don't know, but that's how I am. So I find that if I go slowly doing something, it'll work. And it takes a full 30 days of doing the same thing every day to create a habit. Habits are not formed overnight. They take 30 days to form a good habit. So make your investment. Go your 30 days with walking around the block once, going up and down one flight of steps once. Just go slow. Go slow. Anything you do today that you didn't do yesterday is worth it. Now, I find if you can manage your stress a little bit, all of these things will come better. This all comes under our category of lifestyle and activity. Stress is a killer. I know for me it is. I am under a lot of stress. I do a lot of different things. I do. I work, I'm a special needs nurse, transport person. It's stressful. Trust me, it's stressful. I go on the trips with them. That's really stressful. I'm a worship leader. I sing at my church on Fridays and on Sundays. I have practice with that. There's so many things I do. I am a CPR instructor. I teach CPR to doctors and nurses and schools and people and everybody. So am I busy? Yeah. Am I active? Yeah. Am I stressed out? Absolutely. Absolutely I am. And I find that, for me, I'm not, pushing anything on anybody. This is for me. For me, my church is my lifeline. Prayer for me is my lifeline. That's me. I also journal. I like to keep track of what I'm doing because I could see where I was and where I was. When COVID hit, I started journaling every single day, every day. And I have my entire years of journaling for every single day of COVID. I had all the statistics. I look crazy, but hey, I could sell it maybe now. Anybody want to buy my journal on COVID? Family discount. But I really did. I really, really, really did. I got into journaling, and to me, it helps me see where I was and where I am. Rest is really important. Sleep is really important. I don't get enough sleep. No, I don't. I only go maybe 5 hours a night. That's it. So I'm up like at 4 o'clock, 4:30 every morning. So I really don't get enough sleep. But I do doze off occasionally, like now. Or, in between my break at school, I come home and lay down a little bit. And sometimes just putting your feet up for a half hour or a power nap will help you. I know power naps, they do help me. They do. So under that section, we're going to add 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day. Build it up. 4 or 5 times a week. Oh, yeah, stay hydrated. That is really important. Notice how I forgot that, simply because I don't like water. But you got to drink water if you like it or not. All right? So try, and this is good for your kidneys and stuff. Try to drink about 65 ounces of water a day, 8 cups of water a day. All right? And get your sleep in. Again, ask your doctor to check your thyroid. Make sure you have a healthy thyroid before you start any of these things. And just look and see if there's anything that you need to test before you start. Now, you know, there are common plateaus. There are common plateaus that we all reach. Usually, you may hit your first plateau 1 to 2 months. 1 or 2 months that you're into this, you may start to see a plateau. Your weight is going to start slacking down on your losses. And that's because your body is getting used to it. It's getting used to it. So you may have to change it up a little bit. You may want to switch up what you eat. You may want to increase some activity, increase some water. You know, let your doctor know, I'm stuck, help me. At that point, he may want to switch up the medication. There are things you can do. There are things you can do. And you know, when you want to lose weight, it's not only numbers on the scale. It's also measurements. You want to get that old tape measure out. And you want to do your body measurements. Track your body measurements. Because that tells you a lot. You could be losing inches. You don't have to be always on the scale. Your scale may look the same, but you may find, my pants are baggy. I've seen that. My pants are baggy, but I weigh the same. Yeah, because you're losing inches. Isn't that really what people see more than pounds? They're not going to see if you're 150, 160, but they'll see if you're a size 8 or a size 10, I guarantee. So, you know, look at that. You may want to add a protein drink for breakfast. That may give you that little boost that you need, you know, up on your protein, up on your water. Monitor, and monitor. That's really, you know, the most important things I can tell you. And, you know, it takes a while. Yeah, and everybody's different. You cannot compare your metabolism to mine. You really can't. You know, when I was young, I know it's crazy to believe, but I could not break 100 pounds. I was like, oh my God, I was pathetic. And back in those days, you know, 100 years ago, they didn't make size 0. And so I walked around with safety pins in my clothes. I mean, it was awful. It was really, really, really bad. Trust me when I tell you, being that way, people always thinking you're sick and you're malnourished. Oh, I suffered. But then, you know, I had 7 kids, 4 boys and 3 girls. After my 7th child, I found suddenly it just started coming on. And I couldn't get it off anymore. You know, and the chocolate bars just kind of stuck, you know. It was crazy, and I didn't know what to do. So I really did. I yo-yoed, oh my God, for so many years. I tried them all, Weight Watchers and keto, Noom, you name them, I tried them. The food noise was like, oh my God. I think I told you this before. I would wake up in the morning, have breakfast. By the time I finished that last sip of my coffee, I was already thinking, what am I going to have? 10 o'clock, coffee. What else can I have? I started my day that way. So then I would stop, have a break, and have a snack or a coffee or a donut or whatever I wanted. And then 12 o'clock, oh, lunchtime, yeah, I'm starving. And I think about what I'm going to eat again. I wouldn't even be finishing lunch, and I'd say to my husband, Hey, babe, what are we having for dinner tonight? What the heck are you talking about dinner tonight? We just finished lunch. I didn't even put the dish in the sink yet. What do you want? My life revolved around the food. And then I decided to try the semaglutide. And I will tell you, I went through a wellness center here on Staten Island where I live. And they were my life. That's right. Yeah. First I went to the wellness center here on Staten Island. And blood tests, and this and that. And I had to meet with the doctor. And then he had to talk to me. And then they had to talk to me. And everybody had to talk to me. All I wanted was a shot. I didn't want friends. I wanted a shot. They wouldn't do it that way. They did it the right way. And then I started on the Sema, and I told you I had the reaction. And then they flipped me over to the Turs, and I'm on that now. And like I told you, I've lost about 53, 54 pounds. But this is over years. You know, I mean, this didn't happen quickly for me. And another option, people, I see a lot of people really, really, really not feeling well with any of the medications, and they want to stop because they're so sick. You know what? You can consider Contrave. Contrave. I did try that also. I tell you, I tried them all. And it was good. I lost 20 pounds on Contrave. Only problem, me, not you, me, I had on the Contrave, it gave me vivid dreams. And when my husband became afraid for his life that I may kill him in his sleep, he blamed Contrave. But that was the only effect I had, but they were so scary. I was always being chased or chasing or getting killed, so I couldn't do the Contrave. But my daughter tried Contrave, and she had great results on it. And the Contrave is half the price of the GLP-1s, because it's not a GLP-1 medication. It works in the control centers of your brain. But I do have a video on YouTube on Contrave. So if you want to find out more about that, go to the YouTube channel. And it's, I'm going to tell you, it's, www.youtube.com/semaglutide 4 beginners. We have now 40 videos on the YouTube channel, and Contrave is one of them. So, look there. And I think I even did a video on these blood tests. So, I mean, why you guys aren't going through that, saying, all right, God helps those who help themselves. Look for your information, where your information is, and where it is legit, and where we're not trying to make money off of you. Don't ask these people that come online, hey, DM me. I can't say that here, but if you DM me, I'll give you the information. You know how many people I've banned? That one the other day, Mary, I think her name was. Oh my God, she was on every single post trying to push her garbage. She's banned. Goodbye. Yeah. Giovanna, thank you. Giovanna's the one that saw this and said, hey, knock, knock, bye-bye. And she told me right away, and we got rid of her. But, so that's really about it for this morning. So I am going to put this on YouTube also. So that if you have it on YouTube and you subscribe, you'll always have it, and you could always use it to go back on. And if there's anything else you want to know, any other videos you'd like me to do, I'll gladly look into anything you want me to look into, and we'll put a video up. And always be an educated consumer, right? The other people posting on here are not educated consumers. They're people who are just like you, struggling and learning. And some people, unfortunately, think they know all the answers, and they do not. So the only answer when you're having dosage questions or conversion questions is your doctor. It's your doctor. They're the only people that are really qualified to answer you. Don't be fooled, right? Don't be fooled. You are a doctor. You're a healthcare provider. The person that you're getting your medications from. Your pharmacy. These are people that are really, really looking out for your interest at heart. Not the money that they're going to make from you. All right? Because all these people that you see on here, all these websites, garbage. They're not real. They're not real. They're all scam artists, and they want your money. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Finish my coffee. And so it's Wonderful Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Start tracking. Go look into trackers. And let me know. My side door. Between my bird, my dog, my husband, and like I tell you, I need to get a, I don't know, never mind. That's another day, another dollar, right? So everybody, good talking to you as usual. And you know, we do love you. And we really and truly do. And we just want your best interest at heart. Any questions you have, anything you want to know, always feel free to let me know. All right? And you'll always be anonymous on here. You'll always be anonymous on YouTube if you want that way too. So, I will talk to you soon. As always, from my house to your house, we love you. And we'll speak to you probably tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. I hope this helped you a little bit. I really hope it helped. Let me know if you found it interesting, all right? See you soon.